Echoes of the Void, a symphony of terror in 10 movements. Movement 1, The Prospect. Captain Amelia Chandra, her dark hair pulled back in a tight braid, squinted at the holographic display flickering before her. The Kepler 452b, a newly discovered Earth-like planet, shimmered with an almost unnatural vibrancy. "Looks idyllic, doesn't it, Doc?" She addressed the elderly scientist beside her, Dr. Ramirez. Ramirez, his wizened face etched with skepticism, grunted. "Too idyllic. No weather patterns, uniform bioluminescence, it feels engineered." Amelia, ever the optimist, dismissed his concerns. "Maybe it's just a paradise. First contact and all that jazz." The Icarus, humanity's first deep space vessel, hummed with anticipation. The crew, a diverse assembly of seasoned astronauts and wide-eyed rookies, buzzed with a nervous excitement. Landing on a potentially habitable planet was a monumental achievement. Movement 2, Descent. The descent through Kepler's hazy atmosphere was a sensory assault. Colors bled into a surreal palette, the silence punctuated only by the whine of the ship's engines. As they pierced the cloud cover, a breathtaking vista unfolded beneath them, a world bathed in an ethereal, lavender light. Lush, bioluminescent flora carpeted the landscape, shimmering with an otherworldly glow. "Deploying probes, Captain," announced the mission controller, his voice a reassuring constant through the intercom. The automated probes descended, their tiny cameras relaying grainy footage of alien flora and fauna. The creatures were bizarre, bulbous, iridescent things with no discernible eyes or limbs. Still, they moved with a disconcerting fluidity. Movement 3, The Landing. The landing was uneventful, the Icarus settling softly on a bed of what appeared to be luminescent moss. A collective sigh of relief rippled through the crew. Amelia, with Dr. Ramirez in tow, led the first EVA team. Stepping onto the alien soil, Amelia felt a strange pull, as if the planet itself was welcoming them. Dr. Ramirez, scan for any trace elements, anything that shouldn't be here, Amelia instructed. Ramirez, his bioscanner whirring, furrowed his brow. "Readings are off the charts, Captain." "Unidentified harmonics?" The silence was shattered by a high-pitched chirp, followed by a symphony of similar sounds emanating from the surrounding foliage. The alien flora pulsed erratically, their luminescence intensifying. Movement 4, First Contact, Gone Wrong. From behind a cluster of bioluminescent mushrooms, a figure emerged. It was vaguely humanoid, its skin a pearlescent white, its head devoid of hair or facial features. Its entire body seemed to shimmer with the same light as the environment. In its hand, it held a sphere pulsating with an ethereal glow. Fear warred with curiosity in Amelia's heart. "Peacefully, come in peace," she announced, her voice echoing in the alien stillness. The figure tilted its head, the sphere pulsing faster. Then, a wave of nausea washed over Amelia. Images flooded her mind, a kaleidoscope of memories, thoughts not her own. Images of a dying civilization, their once vibrant planet choked by a malevolent force. And then, a plea, a desperate request for help. Movement 5, The Sickness. Amelia stumbled back, clutching her head in pain. Dr. Ramirez rushed to her side, panic etched on his face. The other crew members, witnessing the captain's distress, crowded around them. But then, one by one, they started clutching their heads, their faces contorted in agony. The telepathic contact with the alien had triggered a cascade of psychic overload. Ramirez, his own mind reeling, scanned the alien sphere. "I think it's transferring their dying consciousness into us," he stammered. Movement 6, Echoes of the Past. Amelia fought the mental intrusion, but the deluge of alien memories was relentless. She saw a glorious civilization crumble under the onslaught of a parasitic entity, a swirling vortex of pure darkness that sucked the life out of everything it touched. Terror became a living entity within her, threatening to consume her. One by one, crew members collapsed, their bodies twitching as their minds absorbed the alien despair. Amelia, her own defenses crumbling, felt a chilling presence creeping into her mind, the essence of the parasitic entity. Movement 7, the transformation. The darkness writhed within her, twisting and warping her perceptions. Her body felt foreign, her vision blurring into a grotesque amalgamation of alien and human. She caught glimpses of her crewmates, their eyes glowing with an eerie light, their faces stretched into expressions of pure horror. Dr. Ramirez, his body racked with convulsions, met her gaze. Amelia, fight. Movement 8, the descent into madness. The alien consciousness, now firmly lodged within Amelia's mind, reveled in its newfound host. Images of its previous victims, their minds shattered and consumed, filled her with a perverse sense of satisfaction. Her humanity seemed distant, a fading memory. With chilling clarity, Amelia, now a puppet controlled by the entity, surveyed the scene. The once vibrant crew members were grotesque parodies of their former selves. Twisted limbs contorted at unnatural angles, their groans replaced by horrifying shrieks that echoed across the alien landscape. The entity, through Amelia's eyes, witnessed the pulsating sphere lying discarded on the ground. It pulsed with a faint light, a last ember of the alien civilization's defiance. The entity, driven by an insatiable hunger, reached out with its tendrils, seeking to extinguish that final spark. Movement 9, a spark of hope. But just as the entity was about to engulf the sphere, a tremor shook the ground. From the forest depths, a colossal creature lumbered into view. It resembled a monstrous tree, its gnarled branches glowing with an intense, white light that seemed to push back the pervasive darkness. The entity recoiled, hissing in a language devoid of sound. A telepathic message, faint but clear, pierced through the chaos in Amelia's mind. It was a desperate plea from the dying consciousness of the planet itself, a plea for the entity's destruction. Deep within Amelia, a flicker of her own consciousness stirred. A primal instinct for survival, fueled by the remnants of her humanity, fought against the entity's control. Movement 10, Symphony's end. With a surge of defiance, Amelia seized control. The entity, caught off guard by this sudden rebellion, writhed in fury. Yet, the connection with the planet's consciousness strengthened Amelia's resolve. She channeled the tree creature's luminescent energy, directing it towards the sphere in her hand. The sphere pulsed violently, the light intensifying until it became a blinding white star. Then, with a deafening crack, it imploded, sucking the entity along with it. A wave of unimaginable energy washed over the landing site, leaving behind a deafening silence. Exhausted, Amelia collapsed. The world blurred before her eyes, the alien memories fading into a haze. When she finally opened them, she found herself staring at the concerned face of Dr. Ramirez, his eyes filled with disbelief. The other crew members lay scattered around, their twisted forms slowly reverting to normal. The alien light had dimmed, the landscape bathed in a pale, dawn-like glow. The colossal tree creature stood sentinel at the edge of the clearing, its luminous branches pulsing faintly. The survivors of the first contact on Kepler 452b were changed forever, forever scarred by the echoes of the void they had glimpsed within that alien mind. But they were alive. And the knowledge they carried, a terrifying testament to the universe's hidden dangers, would forever alter humanity's path towards the stars. The symphony of terror had ended, but its final notes would continue to resonate, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beyond the veil of the unknown.
Subscribe for more.